So I'm developing an idea, though I have developed it already into something which might come out sometime, who knows, written. But basic thesis over this prayer at the Western Wall, I'm not really, honestly, I can't see I can't go into the religious aspect of it. It seems storm in a teacup-ish. It's all about power and dynamics and control. And the bit I don't see is saying that left-wing Jews in America have lost power. Huge. They backed the losing side in 2016, and not only did they back the losing side, they were nasty. They were nasty to anybody who supported Trump. They were really nasty. And there's that back in the wrong side, combined with one other little problem, which is that 2016 has done something amazing to the entire campaign finance thing in America. It's made it's broken the link between spending a lot of money and winning an election. It used to be in America that they were trending towards who spent the most won the election. 2016 blew that out of the water. Hillary spent the most that's ever been spent on an election campaign, something like $1.5 billion was the last I saw, and she lost. And not only did she lose, she lost dramatically. Other than California and New York, she lost huge. She just lost. And not only did she lose and spend more, but Trump spent nothing. He spent almost nothing. His money went, anything that the Republicans raised seemed to go to down ballot stuff. Trump did not spend money on the mainstream media. He did not make adverts, hand them to the mainstream media and have them played and pay for that play. He made some adverts, he put them on Facebook or Twitter, and they got massive audiences. And that is what, and the reason why that matters to Jews is that that's how AIPAC exists, and even J Street and the other, J Street being an anti-Israel Jewish, so-called Jewish lobbying group, AIPAC being I would say pro-Israel Jewish lobbying group. But where did their power derive from? Their power derived from being able to raise money from their constituents, get people who would make phone calls, but essentially give money to aspiring politicians for their campaigns. Well, they can still do that, but as was now proved in the runoff in these extra elections we've had in 2017, like the one in Georgia, he who spends the most money doesn't win. So what good is it that you're friends with AIPAC, or for that matter even the NRA to a certain extent, because the linkage is broken? And it would seem to me that being vehemently anti-Trump is now a worse problem than the positive side of being able to raise lots of money. So Jews who were massively, and I mean liberal left-wing Jews, okay, Orthodox Jews, right-wing, right-leaning, pro-Trump possibly, who knows, doesn't matter, not big enough. But the left-wing Jews, all Hillary, 80%, 70%, all of them. So they can raise money, great. They give it to Democrats, great, doesn't help anymore. And in fact, we're going to see, I think, in the 2018s that anti-Trump Republicans are going to get decimated by Trump Republicans who are going to come up new and use all of the tricks of Trump, persuasive speech, persuasion, and it's not going to rely on spending a lot of money and giving it to the mainstream media. So that's what's happened. So what has Bibi done here? Well, Bibi actually has to win elections in Israel. That's all he has to do. He does not have to win elections in America. And the defense spending and the defense aid we get, it's a gift voucher. That doesn't stop. That's not going to stop because it's symbiotic. American defense companies need the money just as much as we need to receive it. And I'd like to see us cut our dependency on that aid spending and develop our own technologies, which I think we can do. So all in all, there's a huge amount of loss of power that we're seeing amongst America's left-wing liberal, so-called liberal, progressive Jews. And boy, are they getting butthurt over it. And that I think is what this this prayer space thing is. So, if and Eugene Kondrovich put it best, and I've used his line, why the hell should Jews who don't want Israelis living within 200 meters of the Kotel be able to tell us who can pray at the Kotel? They have no right. These are people who on any other day would like to see us evict Jews and return to the so-called 67 borders, which is the 1949 armistice green crayon line. They want us to pull out, which means giving the Kotel back to an Arab occupation that doesn't let Jews go there in the first place. Hello, bird. Look who's joined me here. Okay, nothing for you here. And those people want to tell us who can pray and where we can pray? No, it's for us to decide here. I might not like the ultra-Orthodox and the influence they have on politics, but it's for us, Israeli Jews, voting in Israeli elections for Bibi or not, or other stupid parties. And the thing is, the other parties here, the left-wing parties who would oppose this kind of religious thing, they're so insane about peace process and two-state solution that they're unvotable for by a large and growing number of Israelis. So that's the power dynamic that's working here. If you don't like it, and you live in America, and you're a liberal Jew, you have two choices. One, put up, shut up, marry out, go away, or move here, raise Israeli kids, breed the next generation. That's the only thing that can change it. And you'll find, especially if your money is being sent, which a lot of it is, if you're giving money to NIF, which I saw somebody posted, Ryan, thank you, whoever, for passing on whoever did this, someone posted the form 990 of New Israel Fund, and it says freedom from, the New Israel Fund is campaigning for freedom from religion. Well, you, New Israel Fund, F you, sending money from outside, raising money in supposedly Jewish circles in America. I say supposedly. To impose on Jews who have chosen to live in Israel freedom from religion. Well, you know what? I'm sitting here on my Friday morning walk in the beautiful forest at a non-kosher eating establishment. There is no imposition of religion on me. And you know what? I like that the buses and everything shuts down on Shabbat. There are still ways to get about. It costs a little bit more. You have to take a taxi or whatever, but they're available. We have a balance here, and it's a constant balance, and it moves one way or the next, backwards and forwards. But the people who decide what happens live here, live with the consequences of their decisions and their choices, not you stupid presumptuous Jews in LA who think you can tell us what to do here, who think you can speak for Sephardi Jews and Mizrahi Jews and Ashkenazim and returnees and the children of mixed marriages, and you don't have any idea who it is and what it is to live here. And it doesn't matter whether I like or approve of this decision over mixed prayer at the Kotel. I know one thing: it isn't going to be decided in Beth something or other in LA. So bye-bye with your money and bye-bye with your influence. You lost. You backed Hillary. Huge mistake, because you are now out of power for at least 8 years. 8, not 4. He's going to win re-election unless he dies. And if he dies, somebody in line with his thinking, that's Trump, is going to win again. Because America, outside of your left coast and even more left coast bubbles, America is sick to death of your liberal elite thinking on the coasts. You've blown it. The whole center of your country went for Trump. And you can play these stupid mind games with yourself and say that Clinton got a numerical majority purely because of California. Even if you actually live in New York, Trump still got a plurality of the vote. But it's the number of districts he won that is just off the charts. And you backed the losers. And not only did you back the losers, as I said earlier, you were nasty. You were dismissive. You followed along with the deplorables line. In fact, I caught this. Who remembers? The very first time Hillary Clinton used the deplorables line in public, it was not at a talk in New York. It was the night before on Channel 2 television in Israel. That was its very, very first broadcast. She tested it on Israeli TV. She called Trump voters a basket of deplorables. And Jews largely went along with it. And now American liberal left-wing Jews, NIF supporting, J Street supporting, you lot, you've lost your power, you've lost your control, you don't have the influence you think you once had. Bye-bye. Anyway, this is the forest. This is the beautiful forest, rivers over down there, and this is Tel Aviv. It's hot as hell, but I love it. See you all next time.